These legends didn't just play the game, they changed it. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 greatest hockey players of all time. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at the best of the best, based on their career statistics and dominance in the NHL, as well as their legacy and lasting impact on the league. We're looking at players at every position on the ice, including wingers, centers, defensemen, and goalies.
Blue chip play, what a save by Brodeur!
Number 10, Phil Esposito. Esposito became the first player in NHL history to score over 100 points in a single season, and set a record with 76 goals during the 1970-71 season that held until a guy by the name of Wayne Gretzky finally broke it a decade later. Over the course of his career, Esposito earned 5 Art Ross trophies for most points at the end of the regular season, each time scoring well over 100 points, and won 2 Hart trophies in 1969 and 1974 as league MVP.
Everything fell into place for me. The timing was right. My teammates were right.
He bagged 2 Stanley Cups with the Bruins in 70 and 72, cementing his legendary status as one of the icons of his era. Number 9, Mark Messier.
From a very early age, I was programmed to win.
The Moose played alongside some of the greatest players in history, but always found a way to distinguish himself. He was a behemoth on the ice, both in physical size and psychological presence.
Man, what a hit there. I wonder what it would be called here.
He was a composed leader, helping the Edmonton Oilers to 5 Stanley Cups in the 80s, and also earning one with the Rangers. Messier was one of the most versatile players to ever hit the ice, balancing an intimidating tough style with that of a creative playmaker. He had a unique scoring touch and finished his career with 1,887 points, earning the number 3 spot on the all-time leaderboard.
Rink drive for Messier. Messier closing it. Oh!
Number 8, Jaromir Jagr.
Jagr scores! It doesn't get any better.
Aptly named the Ageless Wonder, Jaromir Jagr was drafted from his native Czechoslovakia all the way back in 1990, but was somehow still plying his trade with style almost 30 years later. Currently second all-time behind only Wayne Gretzky in career points with over 1,900, and third all-time behind Gretzky and Howe in career goals, Jagr has cemented himself as one of the great offensive players in NHL history, and one of the best European players to play on NHL ice. Jagr was showing no signs of slowing down even in his mid-40s, proving that age is just a number.
Maybe one day I'm going to wake up and say, I don't feel it anymore, but that day didn't ever come yet.
Number 7, Sidney Crosby.
Crosby wants that puck. Here he is! He scores with an incredible deflection!
While Alex Ovechkin has certainly staked his claim, it's hard to argue against Sidney Crosby as the greatest player of the modern NHL era. Since entering the league as the first overall pick in 2005, he's earned every major trophy out there. Olympic gold? Check. World Championship? Check. Stanley Cup? Check that twice. In terms of individual awards, he's earned the Art Ross, Rocket Richard, Ted Lindsay, Hart, the list goes on. Crosby has eclipsed over 100 points in 5 seasons and is a natural leader. One of the most exciting players to ever grace NHL ice. There's no doubt that Sid the Kid is a future Hall of Famer.
You try that at home. I'm telling you, folks, that's near impossible.
Number 6, Patrick Roy. Patrick Roy was entertaining, completely audacious, and more than anything, damn good between the pipes. Statistically speaking, he's a marvel, having won 4 Stanley Cups, earning 3 Conn Smythe trophies as playoff MVP in the process. He also holds the record for most playoff wins by a goalie. His legend, however, goes beyond his impeccable statistics. He's commonly credited with popularizing the butterfly style, which completely revolutionized the goaltender position in the league.
You see all the butterfly goalies now? Thank Patrick.
But Roy's most distinguishing quality was his confidence, as he backed up his swagger with his consistent ability to completely disrupt the opposing team's game plan by stopping nearly every puck that came near him.
I can't really hear what Jaromir says because I got my 2 Stanley Cup rings plugged in my ear.
Number 5, Maurice Richard.
The pass to Richard, he cuts in from the side, he stops, he shoots, he scores!
While we were tempted to put other Canadiens legends like Jean Beliveau and Guy Lafleur on this list for their incredible achievements, ultimately we can't deny the Rocket and his game-changing ability to put the puck in the net. Not only did Richard wind up winning 8 cups in Montreal, he also ushered in a new era of hockey and became an iconic personality that transcended the game. A wartime player who grew up on the tough streets of Montreal's Brodeur neighborhood, Richard revolutionized goal scoring, becoming the first player to score 50 goals in 50 games.
For the people that saw Rocket Richard, especially for the French Canadian, he was their hero.
Number 4. Mario Lemieux.
I'd seen that size before, but never combined with that talent.
Super Mario established himself as an all-time great in an era when Wayne Gretzky was shattering records. But even for Gretzky, it's hard to overshadow a guy who's 6'4". Lemieux's size and skill made him a nightmare for the league's top defenseman, and he currently sits second all-time in points per game average with 1.8.
Racing in all alone, Lemieux, his first shot on goal, and he scores!
His most prolific year was the 1988-89 season, when Lemieux notched an incredible 199 points in just 76 games. He also won back-to-back Stanley Cups for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and he would go on to become part owner of the franchise he helped establish as a hockey powerhouse.
No single athlete has had a greater impact on the fortunes of a sports town than Mario Lemieux has on Pittsburgh.
Number 3. Gordie Howe.
Well, you can see why Gordie Howe is said to be the greatest player in the history of the National Hockey League.
Mr. Hockey may be the most complete player to ever step on the ice. As brutal as he was graceful, and as offensively dominant as he was defensively solid. His name is synonymous with the game, and for good reason.
And Howe is in the right place at the right time to score Detroit's second goal.
Howe won 4 Stanley Cups in his historic career, all with the Detroit Red Wings, and was a 23-time All-Star. Howe's reputation as a gentle giant, a formidable physical presence on the ice, and a gentleman off it made him the perfect ambassador for the sport. And to this day, nobody's played in more NHL games.
Howe over the line to his father, son to father, back inside, they score! Number 9, Father Howe.
Number 2, Bobby Orr.
Over the line, trying to go in. He does!
Bobby Orr invented the offensive defenseman. Commonly regarded as the creator of the D-man rush, Orr struck himself in the thick of the attack and reaped the rewards. He's the only defenseman ever to win the Art Ross, and for 6 straight years he earned over 100 points, which was unheard of for defensemen when Orr entered the league. Few teams could contend with Orr's combination of size and speed, and his passing ability made him one of the greatest playmakers in the league. A revolutionary figure in NHL history, Orr has influenced countless players that followed his example.
And Bobby Orr made no mistake in beating Glenn Hall.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
And the crowd goes wild here in Chicago. Bobby Orr has broken the all-time scoring record of 51 goals in a single season.
Well, how about this save early on by Brodeur? 40-year-old still has some flexibility.
Number 1, Wayne Gretzky.
Cutting inside of Hoffmeyer. Score! What a goal!
Was there ever a question who was going to take our number 1 spot? Nicknamed the Great One for a reason, Gretzky tops pretty much every major NHL records chart. He's the all-time points leader with nearly 1,000 points, and he's the NHL's top goal scorer with 894 career goals. He's also a 4-time Stanley Cup winner, and is the only player to have his number 99 retired league-wide. The face of hockey, Gretzky was the top dog throughout the entirety of his 20-year career, stunning the world when he was dealt from the Edmonton Oilers to the Los Angeles Kings, in what is commonly referred to as the trade.
Promise Mess I wouldn't do this.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.